In this installment, we're going to be going over Thursday Night Football Showdown slate on DraftKings between the Buffalo Bills going up against the New England Patriots. Let's get into it. Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Chef D, and I'm here to give you the winning ingredients for your Thursday Night Football Showdown slate on DraftKings between the Buffalo Bills and the New England Patriots. We got this nice AFC East matchup here. Very, very intriguing. All these teams in the AFC East are fighting for playoff positioning here, so it's going to be a big matchup. But before I deep dive into that, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you follow me on Instagram and Twitter at MetsNetChetsD. Please don't forget about the TikTok at Chef_D91, and don't forget about the Patreon for more DFS betting and fantasy football advice. All those links will be provided down below. The first thing we're going to get into before we get to the El Capitans and the flex ops, we're going to go over the injury report for the New England Patriots here. We got one significant injury, maybe two. Isaiah Wynn, tackle, is going to be out of this game. Damian Harris is going to be out, so that's going to mean all the usage for Ramondre Stevenson. Maybe we get some J.J. Taylor as well. We'll see when we deep dive into these flex oppositions, but with Damian Harris out, it's going to be the Ramondre Stevenson show. Everyone else is pretty much questionable, leaning towards playing in this game against the Buffalo Bills. On the Buffalo Bills side, we have no Dion Dawkins, offensive tackle. He's going to be out. We're waiting on Edmonds. Everyone that's unspecified that you see right there is most likely going to play because they got the full practice in on Wednesday, okay? No Von Miller, all right? That's going to hurt their defense just a little bit, but this defense is too talented. They're not going to miss him that much in this game. If we're looking at some other injuries, everyone is looking like a full go. So let's move on to the captains. It is time for the El Capitans, and the first one we're going to go over, it's one of the best quarterbacks in the league. Let's just be honest here. Josh Allen is going to be one of our main plays at the captain position. This man literally does everything for this team here. Josh Allen, dual threat quarterback, passing and rushing. As you can see, 30 fantasy points against the Detroit Lions. That was a great matchup. Now going to be against the New England Patriots. It doesn't matter, okay? It doesn't matter. Let's look at some of his previous performances against this Patriots team. As you can see right here, Josh Allen, 41 fantasy points in his previous game against the Patriots, 34. We have a 12.7 and a 35 and a 13.5. So that prior year in 2021, Josh Allen's on a whole nother level now. And that's what you've seen this past two games, 41 and 34 against the Patriots. They don't have the defense to stop this man, all right? He's going to get his points either way he can. They're going to draw up some run plays, or he has Stephon Diggs, he has Gabe Davis, Isaiah McKenzie, Dawson Knox. The list go on and on with the Buffalo Bills. So Josh Allen, don't be afraid. Definitely play him at your captain position. Definitely have an allocation of percentage at that captain position for Josh Allen as well. The other guys we're going to look at the captain spot will be Stephon Diggs. All right, every time I try to find a spot to fade this man, he continues to come through. Maybe in the Thanksgiving slate, maybe high ownership. Maybe he falters just a little bit. Maybe he doesn't get an end zone. What did he do? 8 for 77, 1 TD, still came through with 21 fantasy points. Stephon Diggs is just too good, all right? Stop. There's no need to fade. I can't be cute. You find some other way to be cute. We're going to play Stephon Diggs at 11,600. If we're looking at his prior performances against this Patriots team, there is a 9, and a 21, a 9, and then a 44.5, and then a 15.2. The two lower performances, as you can see, that's below double-digit fantasy points. Both of those games came in Buffalo, okay? The two games that are in New England, which they're playing New England in New England this week, is 21.5 and 44.5. So that narrative of Bill Belichick's going to take away their best player, that happened in home games for the Buffalo Bills. So I'm going to be going to that well for Stephon Diggs. Do not try to fade him. You're going to be very, very sorry watching that game, all right? On the New England side, is there some upside here on some of these plays? Yes. Ramondre Stevenson, is he in a perfect position? No, because the run defense on the Buffalo Bills is very, very good. But the upside is two things. No Damian Harris, so he's going to get a ton of usage, ton of carries, And the second thing here is the receiving usage. As you can see, the past 5 games, he has games of 8, 7, 7, 6, and 10 targets. He's really providing a lot of upside in that receiving department. Even has a touchdown in week 9 against the Indianapolis Colts. So Ramondre Stevenson, these are the key guys, 3 key guys that you should have in each and every one of your lineups already. I'm saying it right now, okay? I don't need to get to the end of the video to tell you which 3 guys you should definitely have. Work around these 3. It's going to be costly, all right, especially if you put Josh Allen at that captain spot. As you just look at my remaining salary, it's going to get tight, but it is worth it. All right, next guy we can talk about is Mac Jones. Mac Jones is more of a flex play if need to be, even though this is a very, very good defense here on the Buffalo Bills, even without Von Miller. Right, Mac Jones, I'm not saying he's turning around. That was an easy matchup against the Minnesota Vikings. Minnesota Vikings secondary is absolutely horrible. That's why I'm saying Mac Jones is more of a flex play. But I do definitely have to notify about him before I get out the captains. All right, if you were trying to go somewhere, maybe Mac Jones builds a back-to-back games. No. I think things will be tempered down a little bit. The Buffalo Bills should enforce their power and their will against Mac Jones and these New England Patriots. So we're going to see more of 10, 9, 12, 13, 10, those type of performances from Mac Jones most likely in this game. Even though they're going to be forced to throw that football, turnovers are going to come, and Mac Jones was turning over the ball at a very high rate at the beginning of the season. As you can see, from week 8 all the way to week 1, he was throwing interceptions, okay? So Mac Jones, more of a flex play. Gabe Davis, he has some upside here. If the way that we think, maybe there's a little more coverage, bracket coverage on Stephon Diggs, that's going to open it up for Gabe Davis. All right, we're waiting for that big game from him. We got it in week 10 against Minnesota. We got it again in week 6 and week 5, where he had 16.5 and 35.1. That next huge game is right around the corner. And we're going to go to the well of Gabe Davis. If you want to save some salary at that wide receiver position, someone that has some elite upside, Gabe Davis is going to be your guy. All right. Another captain play we can look at, Jacoby Myers is going to be the number 1 wide receiver on this team. He had an injury last week, so questionable coming into this game with a shoulder injury. Hopefully he's fine, and that's going to be great for Mac Jones to have his number 1 wide receiver, so he doesn't have to rely on Devontae Parker, Nelson Aguilar, and those type of guys, all right, who are kind of capable. But when you got Tre'Davious White back, things are going to get a little more hasty with receiving options for the Patriots. So Jacoby Myers is a option at the captain spot, but not a favorite. All right. One more play do we have for captain? No, I don't think any of these guys are going to be worthy of captain positions. We're going to go over to the flex ops, and I got one guy there that has the ability that you could put at the captain spot. Let's go over to flex ops. The next position we got is the flex ops, and the first guy I want to talk about that I hinted at just a little bit before, we've been waiting patiently, very patiently for this guy here, and that's Dawson Knox, the tight end for the Buffalo Bills. He's the guy that's going to fly under the radar, and what's the good thing about him is this is a perfect matchup. If we're looking at fantasy points allowed to that tight end position here, the New England Patriots are dog crap at defense against tight ends. All right, 25th overall, 28th in the red zone. All right, so they're most likely going to give up a touchdown to this position. The previous game that he had a decent game was 7 for 70 against Cleveland. He saw a touchdown in week 8, but we haven't seen that big burst performance from Dawson Knox like we saw all of last year, and this is a perfect spot for him in this game. So we're going to put Dawson Knox as one of my top flex option plays for this Thursday night slate. All right, Devin Singletary is going to be the next guy we can consider at the flex. They're utilizing James Cook a little bit more, so maybe we can get away from Devin Singletary here. We saw 14 carries, 72 yards. It has to be a perfect matchup for him. And he has to get in the end zone for him to pay off his salary, especially if they're splitting carries with James Cook and they're squeezing in Nyheim Hines as well. So Devin Singletary, more of a flex play, not a love. Isaiah McKenzie came through on Thanksgiving. This is what pretty much the Detroit Lions were giving up. This is why he had such a great game with 22.3 fantasy points. They had great coverage on, they had okay coverage on Diggs, solid coverage on Gabe Davis, but the corner That slot corner in the nickel formation was getting killed over and over. Isaiah McKenzie had a great game. So is it going to happen again? Could it happen again? Yes, it could. Isaiah McKenzie is now in the conversation of the flex plays as well. Let's continue to go down here. And if we're looking at, we're in that defense and kicker territory here. The defense I'm going to go with, I'm not playing Patriots defense. There's no way I play Patriots defense against the top 5 offense in the league. This is just not happening, all right? But what we can play is going to be the Bills defense. They can take advantage of Mac Jones, the lack of weapons that they have, and the fact that Mac Jones turns over the ball at a very high rate, okay? So Bills defense is pretty solidified. They've been averaging 9.2 fantasy points per game, so that's something we can go towards in that $5,000 to $5,000 range. If we're looking at kickers, Nick Folk has been money all year. He's almost averaging 10 points a game, and we can consider Tyler Bass as well, right? The fact that this is a high-octane offense gives the opportunity for the kicker to score a lot of points. As you can see, 10, 23, 13, 7, and 10 in the past 5 games. Tyler Bass looks like a very good play. Both kickers look like a very good play in this slate on Thursday. So that's going to be a sneaky way to get some contrarian lineups if you have both kickers in your line, especially for the New England Patriots. They utilize Nick Folk at a very high rate. All right, let's clear out these guys. Let's see if we can find some other gems a little bit cheaper than these defenses and kickers. All right, we have Nelson Agholor. He's going to be the number 2 wide receiver. He's been more of a favorite TD option for Mac Jones. We saw it last year. So now Nelson Agholor will be the choice as the number 2 wide receiver. Number 3 will be Devontae Parker. All right, so $7,200 for Nelson Agholor is okay if you need a bottom fit type of option at that flex spot. Hunter Henry came on last week, got in the end zone almost twice. All right, one was called back after replay, but he had 3 for 63 and a touchdown. So Hunter Henry at $4,600 is a decent punt play as well. If they can't shut down everything, all right, so somebody's going to have to be giving up something. Hunter Henry has been a reliable option for Mac Jones the past 2 seasons. All right, let's continue to go down here. Let's see if we can find some more value down low. James Cook, I've been speaking about him. He had 11 carries against Cleveland. He saw about 4 touches in that game. Well, more than he had 4 touches, but he had 3 incompletions as well, 3 extra targets in that receiving game. So they've been using James Cook more and more weekly. I wouldn't be surprised if he's able to have a nice little gain here or there, or get in the end zone at a cheap play at $3,600. Not a lot of people are going to be on him. They're soured on him because they were going to play him on that Thursday slate, and he didn't fully come through. So that's definitely going to be a sneaky option. Some other secondary options here. We got Kendrick Bourne. He's the number 4 option here on this offense. That is getting a little bit risky once you get past Devontae Parker. So I would stop at Devontae Parker. Kendrick Bourne is if you're very, very desperate down low there. Jonnu Smith is the number 2 tight end. He's not really much of a factor in this offense. It's pretty much Hunter Henry that they've been trusting with at the tight end position, even though they run 2 tight end sets. All right. Let's see if we can find anyone down below here. With the injury to Damian Harris, that is going to go towards Pierre Strong. Pierre Strong is more receiving back. Maybe he gets a few touches here and there. This is if you're super, super desperate. Well below $1,000, $200 in salary. That's where you could look at Pierre Strong, because he is going to get an opportunity for some carries, all right? Since no Damian Harris, the number 2 running back is going to be Pierre Strong, not J.J. Taylor, all right? Excuse me for that. So let's go back to the 3 guys we're going to key in on each and every one of our lineups. That's going to be Josh Allen. That's going to be Stephon Diggs, and that's going to be Ramondre Stevenson. Just the top 3 guys. And maybe just to get creative, you put a different flex in there. And that flex that I talked about that could go off would be Dawson Knox. All right, so thank you guys for tuning in so much. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Twitter at MessNushSD, and I'll be back with another video very soon. All right, peace out, guys.